Hi, this is me again, Mr. Zamora, and I am here to explain Algebra 1 or 9.BB.11. Solve a quadratic equation using the quadratic formula or the general formula. Okay, in Mexico we usually call it the general formula, but in the US they call it the quadratic formula. It's the same, potato, whatever. All right. So we're going to solve this and we're going to use the general formula. What is the general formula? All right, so this right here, this one right here is the general formula that we are going to use a lot during this exercise. Okay, and this is a form or a format that quadratic functions usually have. Okay, it is a variable that is squared, and it could be, or it is always accompanied by a constant or a coefficient. It is called a coefficient. Okay, sometimes you can say, oh, there is nothing next to it, but remember, when there is nothing next to it, it is actually a 1. Okay, remember that when there is nothing next to the variable, it is a 1. Okay, and the next term is the same variable, but it is not squared, and it is accompanied by another coefficient right here. Okay, right here. And the next one, it's the letter C. It's just a constant. All right, so having said that, let's go back to our IXL page and let's copy this equation that we have here. 3w squared. All right, so 3w squared plus 4w, actually it is minus 4w minus 4 equals 0. Okay, we can omit this equals 0 right here. We're only going to need this, but please remember, we have this format where the number that is with the variable that is squared, this number is going to be a. The next number is going to be b, and the number that is alone is going to be c. Okay, having said that, we're going to substitute these values into the general formula. So what does our general formula says? It says x equals negative b. So what is b? B is this, all of this, negative 4. Okay, see the symbol? It is actually two symbols. It's plus and minus. We open our square root, and now we are asked about b again. So what is b? B is negative 4, and it is going to be squared. Minus 4 that multiplies a is 3, and they also multiply c is negative 4, and all of this is going to be divided. Let me do it better. Okay, is going to be divided by 2 that multiplies a, remember, that is 3. Okay, let's try to solve this. What can we do? So what we're going to do is that we're going to solve whatever we can. We can solve this, we can solve this, and we can solve this, and we can also solve this. Okay, so let's rewrite it again. X equals negative times negative equals positive. So the negative 4 is going to be now a positive 4. Plus, minus, we open the square root. Minus 4 times minus 4 equals 16, because negative times negative equals positive. Negative times positive equals negative, times negative equals positive. Okay? 4 times 3 equals 12. 12 times 4 equals 48. Okay, all of this is going to be divided by 2 times 3 equals 6. Okay, let me erase this part. All right, so now X equals 4 plus minus 16 plus 48. It is, well, let me use the calculator so I can do it faster. 64. And all of this is going to be divided by 6. Now, X equals 4 plus minus. Now I am going to try to solve this. What is the square root of 64? What number multiplied by itself gives me 64? It is 8. All of this divided by 6. Okay, now we're going to split into two answers. Okay, our first answer, we're going to call it x1 equals 4, and we're going to use the plus symbol right here. So plus 8, which is divided by 6. Okay, and the other answer is going to be x2, which is equals 4, but in here, instead of using plus, we're going to use minus. All right, so minus 8 divided by 6. Okay, so x1 equals 4 plus 8 equals 12 divided by 6. So x1 equals 12 divided by 6 equals 2. All right, so in here x2, okay, this is our first answer. Our second answer is going to be 4 minus 8 equals negative 4 divided by 6. So x2 equals, so x2, this is x2 equals, so negative, the answer is going to be negative. This is our final answer, but we can simplify this. So simplified will be 2/3, right? Negative 2/3. Okay, so here are our answers. The first one is 2 and the second one is negative 2/3. So let's go to our IXL, 2 and negative 2/3. Submit it, and that's right. So let me help you do the next one, and you can do it the rest. You can do the rest by yourself. Okay, now we have, let me erase my board. This is a simple way to erase the board, but I don't want to erase the general formula. Okay, so now we have 9g squared, 9g squared plus oh, it's a minus, 6g minus 3. Yeah, it's a 3, right? Yeah. So we're going to substitute into general formula. Remember, this is A, this is B, and this is C. So negative B. So B is negative 6 plus minus, we open the square, B squared, negative 6 squared minus 4, that multiplies A is 9, and it also multiplies C is negative 3. Be careful with the symbols. Don't forget to write the symbols, otherwise you're going to get a wrong answer. So all of it is going to be divided times 2, that multiplies A, and A in this case is 9. Okay? So again, we're going to solve whatever we find first. So this negative times negative equals positive 6 plus minus, we open this or square root, and negative 6 squared is going to be 36 positive. Negative times positive equals negative, and negative times negative equals positive. 4 times 9 equals 36, and 36 times 3, 30 times 3 equals 108. So 108. All right. So let me erase this part, and let me erase this part. Okay, all of this divided by 2 times 9 equals 18. All right, so the next step is x1 equals 6 plus minus, we open our square, and let me check that I am still, yeah. And this, I can do the operation right here. So 108 plus 36 is 144. 144. All of this divided by 18. Okay? Now, x equals 6 plus minus, what is the square root of 144? It's 12 divided by 18. So now here we're going to split into two answers. So let me do it a little bit like this. Okay, so I can get more space. Okay, so x1 equals 6. I am going to use plus 12 divided by 18. And the other answer, which is x2, equals 6. I'm going to use minus 12 divided by 18. Okay, so x1 equals 6 plus 12 equals 18 divided by 18. So x1 equals 1. This is my first, this is my first answer, and my second answer will be x2 equals 6 minus 12 equals negative 6 divided by 18. So if I simplify this, it is going to be negative 6 divided by 6 equals 1, and 18 divided by 6 equals 3. So it's going to be 1 and negative 1/3. Let's check our answers in iExcel. 1 and negative 1/3. All right, you got it. Okay, just continue like that, but just be careful. Okay, when you in this step right here, sometimes when you get the square root of this, you're going to get a decimal number or a number with decimals. Okay, what happens if you get a decimal number? Leave it like that. Do not round it yet. Do the operation, because if you round here, the result is going to be a little bit different than the correct one. So do not round this number, okay? Even if you get a lot of numbers, use your calculator and just keep it like that in your calculator, and then that number that could have a lot of digits after the decimal point, do the operation and then divide it by this number right here, and the final answer you want to round it to the nearest 100. So only two decimal numbers, two decimal digits, only two digits after the decimal point. All right, so be careful on that, and I hope I was clear enough. Let me know if you have any question, and see you next video. Bye bye.